Potentially knock them out of qualification for that as we head on to Overpass, the first map in this series.
Yeah, gonna have fnatic starting out on that T side, getting themselves rolling nice and early. A whole bunch of utility, just the 2 sets there as they bide their time. Get ready for that B execute. dycha ready to receive here, Jim.
Just playing that swing position. Oh, everybody flashed out off the line. dycha automatically called in. Doto, though, is good for 2, and that bomb is just going to get into the bomb site. However, they need to clear out Spinx. He's emptied his clip to no avail. And they're almost instantaneously here for the retake attempt. However, they are met with a wall of fire from fnatic. And that is a good first round. It's a fast first round. And fnatic looking to set the pace early.
Yeah, I think fnatic getting exactly what they wanted there out of that pistol round. I think the opening entry really kind of set the tone for how the rest of the round played out once they cleared out that player on pillar. Without too easy of a trade for his teammate playing from barrel. It was a little bit easier for fnatic to maneuver their way into the site and take the fights the way they wanted to, whereas ENCE, they're kind of in that reactive mode, right? They're coming in, they're trying to get those rotates in position, but if the Ts have already taken so much space, a little bit easier, or a little bit harder for the CTs in that regard. That's a massive opener from Doto. And you cannot go past the talent on ENCE in a force buy round like this. The Deagle round could be very dangerous for fnatic, and now they got to try to navigate through it with a man disadvantage.
They just sent Mezzi through short water, just turbo style. He's completely locked out. Shut the front gate. Look at this push through underpass. That could be real struggles for fnatic if they don't up the pace a little bit. I think Spinx might come into contact with them. However, well, it's just a matter of timing.
Yeah, just as this A execute comes in, whole bunch of utility dump into the site. dycha trying to play from the site box, but he's just buying more and more time for this flank to come out. It gets dealt with pretty quickly though, Jim. And with the smokes on towards bank and jump up, there's more space for fnatic to establish themselves in this post plant.
Hades just waiting his time out behind that smoke. Snappi's got work to do on the flank. Crims, though, has just eliminated one pincer of that retake. So the job gets even harder here for ENCE as well. Doto doing good more work with the pistol. That was good England. As now, Smuya just stabilizes the round for fnatic. So only 12 HP. A lot of work to be done. Couldn't quite find that raw adjustment. And fnatic, they win that round by the skin of the teeth.
Yeah, they scrape through it. Even Smuya, last player standing for fnatic, very, very low at the end of that one. They drop a whole bunch of guns. Economic damage well and truly inflicted by an ENCE squad who may even want to double down here and invest in some more upgraded pistols. Just try to keep the pressure on. That's a great opener from Doto. That's a big impact round towards the end of that game against VP to really keep ENCE in the running and push things into OT. And you do see a double down to some extent. Some upgraded pistols, a few grenades lightly invested in, just a sprinkling from ENCE, who are very much looking to just take 2 or 3 more guns off fnatic in this round, keep their economy nice and fragile before they head into their first gun round there.
It's a slow and steady approach now from fnatic as well. ENCE, they do have numbers towards mid connector. Alex, though, is going to just explore the options as the rest of fnatic are going to rally back towards B. So just a slow, methodical approach. That smoke is going to guide Crims through the door. Spinx, though, on the edge of the smoke. Does catch him, nap him. And they do take that AK out of his hands. So this could be dangerous for fnatic. That smoke is actually going to lock Doto out of proceedings.
Yeah, smoke to minimize the risk. But fnatic, they still can't get comfortable enough. They're opting to just rely on the aim duels, take these long-range fights with the AKs, and for the most part, it's working out. They know they don't need to force the issue. They're not in a rush. Relying on the firepower edge they do have, but Smuya outdueled by Hades. Some funky movement, just shouldering that line over and over again, making himself so difficult to hit. And Hades is actually just ringing the bell of so many of these T-side players. Again, fnatic, I mean, these are the opening rounds of the game that you want to go smoothly, but when you're scraping through them with one player surviving against the force buy, when you're going down to, look, still 3 players surviving, but very, very injured, it's a little unsettling, you know. Feels like you're playing against a sharper team when they're just connecting so many of these USP shots.
doesn't do wonders for the confidence, that's for sure. But you're right, Alex and Brollan just get themselves through this round by, again, just a few Harry Potters. And it's now back to a gun round here for ENCE. The first of this series. Hades on that AWP, looking to make immediate impact. Big investment from him. Yeah.
Doto takes that AK out of the round as well. He's now got that one-shot potential, but also he's the bank of ENCE right now. He's a keen saver. So that could be a hero rifle or an AWP later on that ENCE don't have to save so hard for. Opening gun round here. Does seem like the focus is over towards party side. Just the one flash from Hades and Spinx cleans everybody up. It's a simple play, but $200 can be enough to dismantle a gun round.
Chef's kiss. That was superb from Spinx.
I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to do so much impact. I didn't expect for that to probably be the round. But look, let's be real. fnatic, Brollan and Mezzy on these rifles could definitely dig them out of a pickle.
Don't know if the camera caught that, the player cam. Just that little smirk from Spinx as he sat back in the corner position now. He's playing an off angle. Really has the potential to catch fnatic out, but I think Mezzy's wiser to it. Are they going to check that corner? Oh, it's good for the trade. So Spinx gets 4 in this round and now sets up ENCE for their first gun round. Unless Mezzy can make the day difficult, he will at least get that bomb plant.
This clutch could be huge for fnatic. He's going to get dunked with a nade though. This is reset potential for ENCE, but Mezzy, it's great crosshair placement to take out dycha. I don't know if he's going to anticipate the double flank, though. I think Doto and Snappi probably should just clean this one up. He's caught a whiff of them, but Snappi going to catch him in the side of the head, and plenty of time for the defuse, and ENCE, all the work put in from the force buy round, as well as the damage done in the eco, culminates beautifully for them in a reset of the T-side economy. And could still put something together here, but it's not going to be what they would have dreamed of in that second gun round.
Doto really is the bank of ENCE. He even picks an AWP post-play, but this is that pixel-perfect play with the flash and Spinx. Hades combines nicely. It's just so simple in its execution. And Spinx makes that look incredibly easy. What a round, taking 4 in the end, and fnatic did well to recover, at least taking 3 guns out of the economy from that point, but it was just that initial play that really did set ENCE up for success. Attack timeout now, as you said, to just discuss what they are going to do here, just to settle some nerves after a very shaky round too. Let's see what comes off the back of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Brollan on the 7 grand. That could be the man that is able to put a buy together here for fnatic if he's feeling generous. Throw an AK over to some of the boys. There is a lot of options here for fnatic. A lot of passages to play in terms of the economy. They're going to take a moment to study the notes. Do a bit of homework.
That's a lot of paperwork. Time to check the notes, check the memo. Question is, what will happen off the back of this pause? Are we going to see any disruptive plays, particularly on that CT side? I know, particularly when nobody expects it, ENCE might be able to pull something out.
Yeah, I don't think that the pressure is really on them to change too much. That opening round has gone fantastically for them. Their economy is in a pretty good position. It's really on fnatic to decide how to proceed from here. It's got a bit of a round reset. It's trying to get everything rejigged and ready to go.
Not too far away. There we see the unpause. So fnatic now, they want to try and put what they can together. They've gone down to the bottom of the barrel. They've scraped out with those Galils. They have mustered 2 AKs at the very least. So utility is going to be there to support. fnatic are a threat in this round. And for ENCE, they also have to stabilize their own economy. Early territory being taken by fnatic. They're not messing around. They've got control of short water already. dycha, not going to spot anybody out, but contact B is on the cards.
Oh, Doto almost gets caught Slapping the clip back in there. Flash comes in and catches it fully white in the face. And fnatic have just hit the sharpest timing in on ENCE right now. But Snappi is able to go huge. Just pulls 3 out of absolutely nowhere. Brollan's got heaven covered though. And it's all on Hades. I'm not down yet. Well aware that the T's were in water. Oh, the boost into heaven is so cheeky here, Jim.
Oh, but he might catch the timing. He does. So Hades knows the position. Smooya in that 1 versus 1. Smooya's just taking his time too, so he's not too sure where Hades has managed to wriggle away to. And the repositioning from Hades might catch the timing on Smooya. He will, and that is a well-played round. ENCE taking that one. fnatic, after fantastic initial reads, just collapses on that B-bomb site. Snappi pulling 3 out of the hat, and that is a round toward ENCE.
We're playing a completely different game of Overpass. Last time, like I said, these two teams went head-to-head on this map. It was 16-14, but it was all T side from both squads. The opening half was fnatic starting out on T and going 12-3, and then ENCE reply with an 11-4, and it ends up going 16-14. But what I'm seeing right now, Jim, is ENCE on this CT side winning a big round and potentially able to build up some economy. Especially if these MP9s start doing some massive damage. Slapping dollars into the bank accounts. There is some trade potential there. But Spinx knows he's got them pinned into a corner. Too many bullets connected with the legs.
In the meantime, Mezzi may have found some timing on to be Doto. He's tasked with watching that bomb site. He's just going to back off. Doesn't want to give anything away. That's a level of disrespect coming out from ENCE with those MP9s. It does backfire slightly.
Oh, look at Mezzi. The player that is known for his game sense. And he's just found the perfect hole in the defense here. The freebie for him. No trigger discipline needed. Able to take out that B site player who was playing retake. He smokes out towards the stairs side. Trying to keep the rotations at bay. But fnatic, they're going towards the A side of the map. This is all a big ruse. Interesting smoke thrown by Smooya there.
Gets the job done. Just as Mezzi on this B-bomb site. He is a real thorn in the side. Okay. Things get messy.
He just does it all himself. Beautiful. $700 invested for fnatic. But it's all that's needed. And look, I was saying ENCE was setting up for something special there. The 2 MP9s actually punished for the over-aggression. 1-for-1 trades across the board from fnatic. And, you know, you would think in normal circumstances, throwing away those MP9s, it's not ideal, but it's not going to be the end of the world. Surely the rest of the team just gets it done with the rifles. But Mezzi, after those initial duels come out, knows that there's holes in the defense to be exploited. And he has just done an absolute beautiful job there.
Superb work from him. The soldier of fortune. Capitalizing on real hole in the defense of ENCE now. This boost is going to be spotted out. Does spot the feet though, fnatic. Snappi. Just clipping the toenails of Crimson Smooya. fnatic though. Consistent on that boost in connector. Very deep set T side. You can see the adjustment from ENCE though. They want to stack numbers towards this A bomb site. Draw fnatic into that firefight.
Just creeping into the bathrooms. All the CTs are here though. Seems like the stacks and the ecos are finding a lot of fortune so far, but turns out going against ENCE, it's just a firing squad. fnatic clean them all up, only losing 1 gun. And they will actually be the ones to stabilize their economy. Take a big ruse on this T side to move forward. Now it's up to ENCE to reply. It's reinvesting once again. No AWP for Hades though.
Interested to see how aggressive they opt to play this. We know aggression has actually worked for them. And now going to go quite aggressive here towards the party. I don't know if they've been spotted out, but that boost here, oh, Brollan does take some damage, and the airstrike towards B doesn't find its target for fnatic.
Yeah, just gives away some info. to ENCE. They know that there was those 3 players over towards the B side of the map, but fnatic, after the dumping of the nades, are going to restructure the attack now, starting to work towards this A side of the map. They know the money's probably not so fantastic, so they're not as worried about some of these AWP lines, and that's why you can see these AKs moving on like this. Able to just work in pairs. Smoothie holding down the long lines of sight while the riflers get more space.
Just one big party train for fnatic towards this A bomb site. You're right, the double hold at A long can zone them out with some good utility, but dycha is just playing that Optimus position. Oh, the Famous goes for 2. Can he find that 3rd? He's just buying some time. Perfect flash support from Doto. Oh, dycha combines with Hades again, as now Mezzi is left to try and clean things up. Does find one, but that might be the only compensation he gets in this round. Still plenty of time to work with, but that clock is ticking and working against him. ENCE got coverage of the bomb. So Mezzi now has to hope that he can bait ENCE to making some mistakes as they do step. However, no point-blank champion here. Way too much happening in a fast space of time for ENCE, and they pull themselves around back. They keep 3 alive, and they start to get themselves out of this hole they were in earlier. That's great work from dycha. He's been quiet, but he awakens at the best possible moment for ENCE.
Yeah, the flash from fnatic is actually a bit of a tell that dycha is able to know that the T's are starting to come into the site. You know, usually something that you'd set aside to push those AWP players off the line, or players playing around dice. But that wasn't a factor that fnatic had to be worried about. And in fact, trying to help dycha prepare himself for that contact hit that was coming in through bathrooms. Late boost up over the top of short B. As fnatic getting ready for this B side execute, but there's already 4 players here from ENCE.
Oh, Crin's just eliminated here, but Doto, how many times have we seen him add Toxic? He's making it work. He is traded out 1-for-1. And they are making this difficult. ENCE, this bomb site defense is stalwart. And Snappi digs in for 2. They've just been denied entry. fnatic, they try and make that contact play work. They've pressed the button quite early. I do like the decisiveness from fnatic, but it is just not working against this ENCE B-site bomb.
I mean, they just got scissors, paper, rock, effectively. You had ENCE heavily stacking towards that B side of the map early on, and that's exactly where fnatic went. So they've now been economically reset. I mean, the pendulum of the economy just keeps swinging back and forth. Both teams just streaking away with a couple of rounds. Neither team really building up much loss bonus.
Spurrier just tanking the last 3 ticks of that Molotov. Floor is lava.
Literally, yeah, it's on fire, mate.
That's why you just try and keep on the furniture. You don't want to tank too much damage like that. Spinx, careful not to get caught out here. He's going to use that smoke to just play the line. Shadow advantage quite nicely, working in his favour.
Mezzi's been pretty outstanding in the opening parts of this map. I think it's really him and Spinx that have been the 2 standouts for me. Alex, though, wants to throw his name into the hat. Picks himself up an A1S. There's more economic damage on the cards, but Hades on that long line is going to make his life a little bit harder. And ENCE, 4 players up. That's going to be good for their CT economy. They can potentially buy forward for at least 2 more gun rounds and keep things competitive, but they haven't safeguarded the rest of the half just yet, and in come fnatic with another buy.
What can they fashion here? I'm not liking the depth of utility. It is workable, but they really have had to skimp on the damage grenades, opting for Molotovs instead. So, do not have full ensemble, but it's certainly workable. They now head again towards his fast playground control. Those Molotovs from ENCE are just slowing all progression quickly out of that choke point. It's working in their favour. It's allowing ENCE to play more tightly knit, particularly around the top of connector and toilets.
Yeah, different setup from ENCE this time around. Do have a pretty big stack towards the middle of the map right now. Just waiting for that contact to come through towards bathroom side. But fnatic working the long A area of the map. dycha's got eyes on it. Doesn't pull a rotation off B or anything like that, but the pressure created by this one player is going to start to unsettle the rotations here. Smoke in towards connector as the B side contact comes out, but Snappi has not moved an inch. He gets 1 for 1. Now pressure on Doto, who starts to make his way back towards short.
It's all going to explode here on this B bomb site. Cover of smoke is good for Hades. He's just playing that defensive angle. Spinx on the flank, and that is going to make everything difficult now for fnatic. They've been locked out once again. Crims is in no man's land. He's a long way from the action. 36 seconds left. And he's going to be cleaned up by Hades. That is a fantastic round from ENCE. They have been strong with their reply.
They're all over it. Another broken money situation for fnatic. Looking for some damage. Probably putting in some kind of a half buy here. Been interesting to watch how fnatic have been playing. Definitely been working as a unit quite regularly. The lurk often used to create pressure for the main push to come in rather than the other way around. Very quick one towards B. Straight into the Molotov though. Does get extinguished. We do have a firefighter in the building, and that's going to save a few lives. Who will go on to do some real damage. Muyo really putting the Tech 9 to good use. He's even going to follow up another dink onto dycha, but it feels like ENCE have got it under control. See what what Crims has to say about it though.
One of the most valued players in that sort of scenario, but fnatic seems like they were out of ideas there, just going for that fast B hit. They do take a tactical timeout. Maybe to better discuss what is going to happen in this round, they were shut out completely from B bomb site. I mean, Doto felt like he just closed his eyes and just dug in for a monstrous spray.
Interestingly enough, this game, we've got the same 2 top performers than the previous game of Overpass, which were Mezzy and Spinx. In that map, though, fnatic, it seemed like they had just a bit more well-rounded firepower. I think they had like a trio of Smuya, Brollan, and Mezzy, whereas ENCE were a little bit quiet in terms of the fragging department on this map the last time these 2 teams played. So we're seeing a completely different story on this CT side from ENCE. It's a very well-rounded performance from all the boys across the board. Yeah. No chinks in the armor right now.
There's been some tightened belts as well from ENCE. Certainly to note that dycha was 0-7. He's now 7-9, which is a marked improvement from his previous performance. Hades is going to re-aggress. Not a good idea against Brollan, who had that line covered. And again, this forward positioning here from ENCE's. Spinx takes the aggro. dycha is covering at the tree. However, Smuya plays peekaboo with that AWP. He's good for the trade, so they're going to hit this A bomb site quite quickly. That is a great flash from dycha to get himself back into position, but Smuya's covering the line. So fnatic, they haven't quite gotten to the bomb sites yet, but they are putting some pressure on ENCE. And they now have the run of play. They've got a minute left. They can pump the brakes a little and just try and split that CT defense even further.
Yeah. This is where you rely on the fundamentals. fnatic just going to cut sound and give ENCE enough rope to hang themselves with. But at the moment, Snappi not biting. Playing that little cracked line in Optimus, waiting for a crosser who might be able to see him, that he can potentially punish as the utility starts to rain in. Still no movement from Doto. Snappi going to fall back into the smoke to avoid the flames of the Molotov and try to find a nice timing.
Okay. Well played out. That activates Snappi, but Grims is all over that. Doto, well, he's way too far away from the action to be part of the play. So it's very important that he retains his weapon, because the economy of ENCE is super healthy right now. That'll just ensure they're able to buy into future rounds beyond the next.
Need a future-proof the rest of the rounds. We're only into, what, the 14th next? You get a big investment, buy some AWPs. Don't want to bankrupt yourself on the 15th for ENCE.
Let's see what this round throws up. for ENCE. They're going to go, yep, Hades back on that AWP. No double AWP set up in play, though. They're just going to run their default. fnatic find themselves an important 6th round because it felt as though traffic was just all one way. Those one-way streets. Smooth out. Nice round from him. One for the confidence boost. Certainly a player that does play on the back of confidence.
Yeah. And you see it in that round. Just going and taking the peaks towards long. Reading the passage of play. Just denying re-entrance back towards that A site. Slow round for fnatic though. They do put out that short molly. Try to make it look like they're taking some short control, but that's read very well by ENCE. Snappi's deep in towards short B here, sees absolutely no T's, so this attempt at information denial has been denied, I guess, by ENCE, as fnatic are done by there, spam straight through from dycha.
Oh, time for Smoothie to take a nap. And they do have mid-connector control. Funnily enough, though, Snappi trying to catch timing.
Full spam through.
They are just being peppered.
Yeah, such is the nature of the A1S. ENCE in the 4-on-4. To fall into a bit more of a retake setup. They know they've still got a lot of control and information in bathrooms. So they're going to allow the T's to come into B and see if they can give themselves a man advantage and see where they want to go to from there.
Alex, he's going to prevent that rotation coming through from ENCE. That boost here for Doto has to be broken. Just unsure of all the other angles he has to cover. These HEs are just delaying ENCE from entering into this bomb site. Hades is going to appear from heaven, however. Brollan and Mezzi are making things difficult. That's a nice flick. No reaction there from Hades. Just couldn't get that AWP shot off in time. And we are into the last round of the first half. ENCE, they've done a good job to get themselves back into a decent position. However, fnatic are starting to wrestle away some momentum now.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. You don't want to get your money broken into round number 15, but unfortunately, worst fears realized here for ENCE. Down to an MP9 and a Deagle. Fabus on Hades. Utilities limited. No kits on any of the boys. So, a potentially easier round to get through for fnatic. They've got a firepower edge and a utility edge, but ENCE have got tricks up their sleeve, and that might be the difference maker. Spinx finds the opener. The other two CTs going to get away, mostly scot-free, bar a little bit of chip damage. So fnatic back to the drawing board in this 4-on-5.
Yeah, the Molotov, the burning bush, not enough to take any real damage away from ENCE. But fnatic just pumping the brakes themselves, not overcommitting here. The bomb is just rotating back through spawn, not wanting to risk being lost in transition between the sites, but ENCE have tripled down on B. This is not going to be an easy entry by any mark, but a pop flash might be the trick. There is none available. Alex is just going to brawl his way in. Snappi is going to regress on the back of his MP9. He's baited Mezzi into that firefight. And 2 versus 4 scenario. Certainly doable for fnatic. Haven't given away the bomb.
Though. Can potentially regress somewhere. dycha gets caught in the open, trying to cross Monster, find himself a rifle. Deagle was not doing it for him, off angle from Snappi. He's really been the difference maker for ENCE in this round, and it's all on Brollan. Got to recover that bomb, 25 seconds to work with. Snappi gonna hide away in water. Oh, actually pushes into short B. So that might just be a round-winning position.
Yeah, Molotov not going to draw anybody out. Snappi again is just going to completely reposition this. They're going to play to the post plant. Brollan, he's using up what little time he has left in this round, and he's going to try and take these firefights. It's completely non-consequential. ENCE win the round, and they wrestle back that slight lead they have here at the half. This first match is certainly a banger. We'll be back with the second half after the break.
think our performance in IM4 was like maybe not where it should be, but like I think we have the potential to go into those deep runs right now. And like all the other tournaments, I think we can get to playoffs. But recently we didn't meet those expectations, so we need to like step up our game, especially like myself, because I feel like I'm in a slump recently. So yeah, I think if we play our game, then we can go into deep runs in all the big tournaments.
Elimination match. ENCE taking on fnatic here in the lower bracket. And Pilski, we've seen a very narrow lead acquired in the first half. 8-7 the scoreline for ENCE. And they now head on to that T side to try and bring this home. This is, of course, the home of fnatic, though. That map pick coming through. And it's no frills B.
Yeah, straight in there. Similar to the opening pistol round as well from fnatic. Counter flash going very deep, trying to keep Crim safe. Brollan's all the way deep in short B. He's able to fire 2 for himself, so putting in a lot of work for fnatic, and he knows now they've got that man advantage. Swing through comes through from Alex on ABC, able to deal with that bomb planter, and it's all kind of falling apart from ENCE right now. Just not quite able to find the clean entries like fnatic did in their opening pistol, and too many angles for Snappi to deal with right now. He's going to get swung on. So fnatic, that's 2 from 2 on the pistols, and they start off the CT side beautifully.
Absolutely superb from fnatic. They maintain control of short throughout the entire round. That's key, because without control of short, ENCE have no security, no safety in getting that bomb plant down. So super important that fnatic just maintain control, and you could see the reward. They even had the push through connector to just ensure that they could continue to keep control at pivotal point on B, but we're just seeing the investment coming through now from ENCE. Molotov just to tank here. Oh no, the floor is lava for Hades. He's tanked a heap of damage before he's even going to take his first duel. And okay, Brollan, you need to think about that twice.
Both of them would be blown over by a light breeze. There's he though. Playing those angles in connector. MP9 being put to great use, even though he's going up against the armored pistols. He seems quite unbothered. And that's because Alex was so close, ready to back him up very quickly there. Flashes over the top of Con are beautiful from fnatic, and they have just got control of this round right from A to Z. A very quick cleanup of the force buy from ENCE, which did absolutely no damage. And this is the dream start to the CT side from fnatic. A completely different game of Overpass than what we saw a month ago. I was talking about it. We had some dominant streaks on the T side, but ENCE have done some good work on that CT side, and now I'm seeing fnatic putting together a good opening rounds and a good stable economy to go forth into their own CT side, and I dare say things could be very different.
They really do have that springboard into this match now. Again, ENCE just upping the pace into short water. Smooya, though, is looking to feed that bank. He's only good for 2. However, spins the herd. The scrims now will happily take that duel. fnatic seemingly now caught without too much territory. Going to try and regroup, play the strength in numbers game, but it's not going to be super effective with just a block on dycha. Spinx needs to dig in and do that work with the deagle. But look at fnatic. They're hungry for this.
It's just ridiculous. He just doesn't stop jumping. The jump and the counter strafe on the MP9, you know, it's just something to behold, isn't it? You know, most people be looking at that and thinking it's a case of luck, but really it couldn't be further from the truth. Just look at the counter strafe in midair.
Yeah. Just
on both angles, you get the A counter strafe, then the D counter strafe. Just to increase that accuracy and give the potential for that MP9 to hit shots like that. And at that range, it's not actually that far-fetched, Jim.
Okay, triple quad boost. Oh, it's been booked by Smooya.
He's read that.
You can't get past him.
Look at him in the player cam. He's quite happy with that.
He expected it. And Hades quite literally gets sent to the Shadow Realm.
Doesn't get to have much of a say in this round, in the opening gun round, where, you know, he's thinking, great, got my AWP now. Going to be putting that to work in against the bonus. Bully some SMGs on the long-range angles. Not to be...
I mean, you got Mezzy playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater with his MP9. Not going to be effective in this round, though. dycha for one. Oh, the grenade. He was expecting the second. However, that crossfire remains unbroken. Snappi has work to do and has given away his position now in his 3 versus 1.
Well, bomb stuck in party. And I have to say, Snappi does not look like he's having a good time. Going to try to find one of these players slipping in the bathrooms, but won't be given the opportunity. And fnatic quite happy to just chill out. It's a bit of a low-key event. Just waiting for their honoured guest to arrive.
There's plenty of time to work with. Alex at the fountain. Does eventually finish his food.
No, not interested.
All right.
Even hits the B hop. Even hits the B hop on in there. That's how you know he's feeling it. Just domes the other team's AWP, drops some smokes and molotovs in there for the B side anchors. And in for the half buy for ENCE.
Faster pace through mid connector. Hoping that the pain train will stop at fnatic station. And they're going to chance their hand again. Smooya just repelling them. Brollan plays on the other side of that smoke. Has to dodge a few bullets.
Oh, Nate got lost in the hedge there.
What is in that bush? Okay.
Bit of a labyrinth. Side exit. Attempted to be kicked off here by ENCE, but they're just kind of dead in the water, I guess. Swinging their legs in midair, not really going anywhere anytime fast. And fnatic make quick work of that round. Their anti-ecos have been absolutely flawless in this half, and their economy's there to thank them for it. 10 plus K on Alex. Rest of the boys not doing too badly either, and that means that this game is going to be difficult for ENCE. On this T side, they have got to have a very good strike rate in a very short number of rounds, or this is probably going the way of the CTs.
No fast Molotovs through choke point and playground for ENCE to dodge this time. However, Smooya, it's that solo agent towards party. And nobody's RSVP'd.
Yeah, he's just looking to see if he can punish one of the Ts that are going a little bit too fast on this default. But knowing that, you know, every 10 seconds you see the adjustment from Smooya. He's timing things out in his head. Okay, now it's possible for a T to be moving their way into bathrooms from long. Initially worried about the connector push. Now he's joined up with by Brollan. Single zoom on the line, but it's not good enough. dycha going to clean up 2 CTs on his way into the site and wants to make more space here. Drops the Molotov. And he's continuing to strafe onto the site with the bomb, but the spacing from the Ts is all over the place right now. dycha just going to try to stick the plant in the smoke, and he's gotten away with it, so that's beautiful from ENCE. It was a little disjointed, and there was a couple of situations where that could have fallen apart from them, but the fact that they find such clean entries, dycha's able to get that bomb plant in, makes that round look just easy as.
Now, Crims will be going for damage here to see what he can take out of ENCE's economy. Crosshair's training in his position, but they move away at the wrong moment, so there is a window of opportunity here to just bait more of ENCE into firefights. Doto, though, says no. And ENCE find themselves a 9th, and fnatic, they've got quite a healthy economy. They'll be able to just dip into that, get what they need. Oh, Snappi. Unfortunate victim there. But what I did like from ENCE was that grouped approach.
Taking their time moving through the map. This time, Molotov's being invested by fnatic in towards this A side of the map, one of which gets extinguished very, very quickly as they start to take some ground in towards party. Spinx working connector quite quickly, taking a lot of control over there. fnatic again, just leaving that solo defender on the A site. It's just Brollan over towards long A. The rest of the boys playing towards that B site. They've really, these last couple of rounds, been anticipating a play towards B, but ENCE has not granted them that. They've just been working this slow-paced default. And as 50 seconds get burnt off the clock, ENCE have a bit of bathrooms control. They've got connector, but the majority of them starting to move over towards this B site.
Good read from fnatic as well. Grim's just going to flash check Monster. Nothing here just yet. He's going to be tossed to smoke to hop on over to short. Smooya is the eyes on the prize. Brollan might be able to get a lot of info with this push. Just has to get the timing right. Smooya though, man on a mission. 30-second timer brought up, layered utility towards B, and ENCE are just being shut out. They're being pulled apart before they can even get onto these bomb sites.
Yeah, fnatic are all over this. Brollan on the aggression, straight down connector as well. The T's just trying to save their weapons. Haven't been able to get absolutely anything else out of this round, but fnatic, with how strong their economy is, they are looking to chase. Alex on the hunt, punished for it. And he was the main man on the front foot for fnatic. The rest of them going to be sensible, hold on to the weaponries. But they know, with 13 rounds on the board and still good money on this CT side, that the game is looking good for them. And T-side money started to get a little bit more on the shaky side. A couple of guns saved over means that this is likely a buy, with Spinx going down in terms of the weaponry or some of the utility perhaps.
Time for ENCE to talk it out though. What will they do here? We can already see Hades on that AWP. He really needs to start fashioning some openings, carving out these rounds for ENCE. It can go a long way if they just get given some of these openings. I mean, fnatic are taking the risks. fnatic are happy to take those duels, take those peeks into these choke points early on. So the chances are presenting themselves for ENCE. They just need to be taken.
Well, at least in that game in DreamHack Open November, ENCE were able to put together a really good string of T-side rounds. So they do have strats that work against fnatic, at least a month ago. But today it's been a bit of a different story. Same trio of stars for fnatic, doing a lot of work once again. Snappi trying to find that opening pick, creeping out the monster smoke. Opportunity was there, but instead he just cops a whole bunch of damage.
Alex, though, will attract the attention of ENCE as they fall all the way back away from B. Now, just curious as to whether or not fnatic will actually make that information push through Monster. And ENCE, as they make those readjustments, and they do, they make that push through, so they're going to have a heap of info now. Likely that you'll see fnatic either turtle up in the bomb site or play a more concentrated mid. Spinx. Alex.
Alex has just made the read. Only one flash here for ENCE in a relevant position. It's just Hades on this AWP to send the boys into this A site. Util's still there for Smooya, but it seems like fnatic more interested in holding on to bathrooms control. That's where Doto's going to have to come into the equation and find a winning duel, but unfortunately he gets taken out as well, and this is just complete cleanup from fnatic. They're putting on a clinic right now.
Yeah. No hope for a cross here. Hades, he's going to do his best to thin the numbers. He's got 2. But with 8 seconds left, all fnatic need to do is look at a wall. He's not going to have a chance in this round. He could not even collect the bomb there. So ENCE, that one goes begging for them. Great adjustment from fnatic. That push through at B, gaining them so much information. They were able to make those adjustments. They held control of bathrooms And ENCE had a really tumultuous time trying to cross into the site because they didn't know. There was a conundrum at play. Are they going to be in bank? Are they going to be at stairs? And then, of course, no control in mid.
Yeah, there was a few tells. I mean, they did have those smokes in towards bathroom and some utility invested over there for ENCE. But unfortunately, still didn't manage to wrangle themselves control of the bathrooms this time. Got Doto very close up, short B. This is some great control as well as info for the T side. And ENCE going to give this boost a crack.
Oh!
That's a great raw adjustment for Crims. Reacts instantly. The Galil a little bit derpy trying to take a duel like that. Molotov the barrels. And Snappi finds the opener in towards short. This puts pressure on the side players. There's so many of them though. And with dycha getting that pick on the A side, ENCE don't need to commit in towards B. And they don't want to either when Brollan's there.
Yeah, they don't have control of this site now. Hades sort of trapped in the middle. He's Malcolm in the middle right now. However, dycha, he is on this around-the-world mission to make life difficult for fnatic. He's managed to catch 2 now. So that bomb will have a pathway either into B or A. It seems as though B will be the objective as that plant will come through for heaven. He's playing off of dycha. Brollan had to make a read and is read incorrectly.
That's all dycha that round for ENCE. Finds Smooya, knifed out, running all the way onto that A site. And he's able to even get the multi-frag. You could see fnatic, they were grouped up, trying to walk through their own spawn to trade him out. Safety in numbers, but still able to multi-frag with the Galil. That's quite impressive.
And it's just with that information that fnatic really don't have numbers towards long. dycha, as soon as you recognize that, you did not hesitate to get onto that A-bomb site. But I mean, that shot from Crims, right, to take down the boost, it's just like swatting a mosquito for him.
Yeah. He is the ultimate franchise player of fnatic. Jeez. I don't think he hasn't joined another team at any point, right? I'm pretty sure he's just been on fnatic for such a long time now. Let me double check that. I need to fact check myself.
LGB, I think, might have been the last team he played in.
Oh, yeah, just LGB, you know. How many days on current team? Oh, he went to Godsend. Okay. I guess that kind of counts.
Okay, that was the Exodus.
Yeah, I did fact check myself. Either way, though.
Glad you did. And ENCE back on the gun round. They have Hades on that orb, so it is the reinvestment required from fnatic after losing a round. I'm going to say that this is a really important round for ENCE. They really could put the economy of fnatic on the back foot and get themselves back within striking distance. However, that opener here from Brollan is going to cause a reaction here. The duels are going the way of ENCE, so they have dug in. They found 2. They now have a bit more map control than they did. And, well, Smooya, he's out in an island. He does have bathroom control, but look how quickly ENCE have upped the ante. They've gone fast towards long. Hades is trying to get a pick onto that A-bomb site, but ENCE now have just pumped the brakes.
Yeah.
They use that break in play to gain position.
They're creeping out. With good spacing here, the shouldering from Spinx, a little bit too difficult for Smooya to connect on. Hades locking down that A-side angle, and all of the pieces come together beautifully for ENCE. The perfect puzzle as they put that default plant down. dycha, these last couple of rounds, it's felt like he has had all the impact for ENCE. Putting all the important frags across the line. Because Brollan has kind of been doming with that AUG. People are talking about A4 this, A1 that, but I'm more scared of Brollan's AUG than anything else right now.
Absolutely. It's a scary prospect. He's been able to just take openers here and there with that AUG. And operating as largely a solo agent. He doesn't necessarily have the support of his teammates around him at all times now. Crims is going to take Doto with him. But he cannot take another duel. And, there's nobody around to eliminate him. So, fnatic, they do retain 2 weapons. But as I said, they have some questions to ask. What are they going to do for the remaining 3 players in terms of their money? Are they going to try and get themselves a buy into this, or are they going to just buy pistols around? And no surprise to see the tactical timeout taken to discuss that matter.
Yeah. Need to have a bit of a chat. It's getting a little bit spicy. No doubt about it. But still space for Fnatic to close this game out. Need to put in a few little adjustments, but it's scary that ENCE started to get rolling on this T side. I think we're seeing the classic game of Overpass where there's so many timings, just the push and pull effect from both teams of individuals taking space in unguarded lanes of attack, whether it's the CTs aggressing in the mid round, or whether it's the lurks on ENCE, like dycha, just finding the gaps in the defense. Fnatic, they know there's still legs in this half. They're going to take the passive route as they are ahead and just take a little bit of a save here, but the main investment being Crims, who's doing all of the work right now. He gets boosted up into connector. He's able to anticipate the following peak from the next tee. And mollied out of position, he just goes forward. He's feeling confident. 25 bullets take out 3 Ts, and ENCE must now recover a bit of a nightmare scenario. And Alex just seems to find the perfect time to push B every single round.
He's threaded the needle and has found the timing, spotted the head. That's going to call for the readjustment coming out from Fnatic. Still have options to go down mid-connector, but it looks as though the duels towards A are going to be where they are best equipped. Now, Alex is even going to have the option to pick up a kit. He does check out connector. Mainly getting that information, just eliminating B as a possibility.
Oh, seeing the gun barrels. Alex just being teased, and he's going to be left wanting yet again. Hades escapes around the corner, but he's found Snappi on the cross. And with the 2 CTs in towards jump up, everyone on different angles. Hades can't quite deal with it. Fnatic, it wasn't a round that they expected to win. Got some clever plays and a 3K from Crims. Puts them in a winning position. They'll take that every day of the week. Now they've got an absolutely fantastic economy. They got 4 map points to play with. And ENCE, I did see 1 or 2 players down at that 3K mark.
That is so filthy. That is so filthy from Crims. But that's the kind of round-winning play that produce when you give one of your best players. Let him retain that M4. All that experience coming through. As, well, ENCE have actually gone quite a bit quicker. These choke points. Smooya, how does he get away from that?
Dude, he's had a rough day at the office. I think that's karma coming back around. I feel like this man has kind of been caught out of position 3 or 4 times now as that solo A player. ENCE have just been harassing him. dycha seems like he's kryptonite right now. Flash over the top of Monster. But Alex well positioned to deal with that. Boost finds Crims again. He's probably sick of that. Seeing a couple of deja vu situations in this round. Trends continuing. We end up in a 4-on-4. The flash and double peek is beautiful. Fnatic on the precipice of taking Overpass now.
Smokes. Not going to rain it. There's this one just somewhere at the back for some reason. At B bomb site. But Smooya is going to abandon heaven. Okay. Fnatic just backing off. Letting them have control of the bomb site if they want to take it. And just using the cover of smokes to slowly aggress as Hades gets off that line. Brollan finds the timing onto dycha. He's looking for more. And now they have control of short. However, Hades is not aware of the advanced positioning of Mezzi, and it's all to do here for Spinx. He was such an impact player for them. He's going to need to find his impact even more. He's just steadfast on that line, trying to find the lineup. He found Mezzi. A false positive maybe on the defuse as he goes again. Trying to find that spam desperately through the smoke, and that is the round and the map won by Fnatic. They take their map pick here in the first map of this knockout game, Group B of IEM Winter 2021. We'll be back after the break to take a look at how this match panned out.